Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and listen in complete quiet. Because it is certainly no coincidence, you have reached this exact point right now. The universe does not make any errors at all, and even mechanical appearing systems around us react directly to the energy patterns your strong wishes have sent out. While you continue to create endless doubts in your head about whether this individual is remembering you, if something unfinished remains, or if the bond is permanently damaged, a major spiritual shift has occurred. This was not a talk you could hear, a written note on your device, or an obvious clue in your physical surroundings, but an internal complete choice made in a quiet area on the other side. Your inner spirit requires understanding this unseen shift today, to know what it means for your personal direction ahead. If your soul feels this message is speaking directly to you, hit like so others can receive this clarity too. For days or weeks, you have noticed a weird tightness in your chest area, a gentle worry you cannot name, and the feeling that you are expecting a reply that does not arrive while the situation remains without clear progress. This bodily feeling, the tightness in your throat, and the unexpected waking up during the night are not signs of weakness or thoughts created alone, but proof your energy field spots a vibration change well before your eyes can view it. This individual who fills your daily thoughts is no longer stuck in uncertainty, hesitating in that middle area where options appear open, but none turn into actual reality. Recently, during a night without rest or a period of total alone time looking into empty space, they finally examined their true emotions and selected a certain direction forward. This deep selection did not come from surface thinking, worry about being alone, or looking for easy comfort, but from something far more meaningful and ancient in nature. Spirits meant to connect cannot run forever. They can push back, create physical space, construct barriers of no communication, and act as if they feel a total lack of care. But they eventually reach a limit of built-up force where reality can no longer be overlooked. You sense this stirred-up force and restless waiting because your spirit is closely joined with theirs, meaning physical separation, no contact periods, and past painful statements make no difference to these durable, unseen ties. When a choice is formed from the deepest part of existence, the receiving side senses it without logical proof, explaining why you recall their sound during normal tasks, why thoughts of them break into your work or relaxing periods, and why you see their image in sleep, even when trying to close off your thoughts. This experience is not fixation or an inability to move past it, but a pure, powerful link, proving that the path of inner spiritual exchange remains open and working well. Comment decided if you feel this person has already made their choice on a spiritual level. Many people wrongly think fated affection or spirit bonds are always smooth, easy, and moving like a made-up story. But the true spiritual world is quite different. Real affection frequently disturbs the base, creates uneasiness, faces personal dark areas, pushes quick development, and brings old hurts into sight that one would prefer to leave covered. While away, this individual had to stare into the reflection of their spirit, without the usual public faces they show, questioning whether they would keep escaping their personal reality or finally find the strength to welcome what they have constantly sensed toward you. Though you do not yet observe quick outside steps, the choice has already been formed and actively lives and moves on the spiritual side. The physical world you can touch and view only requires some time to match up with what is settled on the deeper side, as nothing can prevent this appearance once the inner wish lines up with the intended path. This information does not arrive to offer unreal expectations or hold you in difficult waiting periods, but to bring clarity to choices that appear as separation but are truly getting ready times. This quietness is not leaving behind, but a needed inner arrangement where this individual required this duration and area to determine whether they would meet the huge size of what they sense for you. When you move toward your deep inner sense, instead of your thinking part, you realize the body and spirit tell no lies about this special process. An unusual blend of strong peace and lively waiting means this knowledge connects with what your greater self already understood, while water forming in your eyes or a tightness in your middle area starting to ease indicates an older hurt is being fixed. You are not expecting someone who remains unsure, but a part of a special process where forces set themselves, so what has been chosen appears in the style the spirit requires for its own development. If you are prepared to bring this lesson into your daily existence, write in the comments section, "I am prepared to welcome it." In our world of quick responses, we wrongly believe that complete forgetting has occurred if no written note or voice call arrives. But in meaningful bonds, quietness is frequently the most busy space of building. This individual's distance was not a quick action or a passing idea from one afternoon, but the result of a long, quiet, and frequently alone in a struggle between what their heart truly sensed and what their trained thinking believed they must do to continue. For quite some time, they attempted to persuade themselves using logical reasons to continue without turning around, occupying their thoughts with too much tasks, surface-level actions, and even linking with different individuals. But nothing managed to remove the lasting idea that an open entrance stays with you that cannot be shut, no matter the effort they made. Comment connected if you believe your souls are still deeply linked despite the silence. One can attempt to overlook true love or hide it under busy sounds, but it cannot be removed completely, as every unsuccessful try to escape brings this individual closer to the unavoidable time of choosing. They started to notice the difficult heaviness of not matching their own true self, realizing that their deep emptiness came from an inside refusal of what they sensed for you. Refusing this bond took too high a cost on their energy side, taking away their calm state until keeping up with a self-created false story was no longer possible. If during hard evenings you blamed yourself, wondering if you shared too openly or cared too deeply, you must free yourself from that heavy feeling of fault. It was not your affection that caused the moving away, but the other individual's short-term lack of ability to hold the large size of what they sensed during that period. This individual had to pass through deeply fixed worries, including the fear of losing hold over their neatly arranged world, becoming open, and repeating difficult past tales they did not wish to experience once more. They created distance not because they sensed nothing, but strangely because they sensed too strongly, creating a large amount of feeling that was scary for someone unfamiliar with deep emotional areas. As days continued, outside activities lost their brightness, and they understood that creating space or delaying honesty only built up regret and a wearing longing. They realized what took place with you was a meant meeting that created a clear division in their personal story, forming a deep choice to stop going against their inner being and welcome a bond that breaks usual ways. Type, yes, if you want me to reveal more signs that their decision is real. You remain the central force of this shift, which explains why you have lately sensed an unusual inner weariness and a letting go of the strong need to direct the final result. This weariness is not defeat or low mood, but a spiritual growth showing that you believe in the bigger motion and have released your hold, allowing the energy to move freely. Do not believe all matters tomorrow will be quick, as the road of meant affection is seldom a direct path without turns, needed changes, or quiet times that still finish the fixing process. The main difference now is that uncertainty is gone. Once the heart genuinely selects, this force starts to move toward honesty like a water flow looking for the ocean. Even while they handle everyday matters and end past conditions, they earlier lacked the strength to finish. They may still be collecting the bravery to act on their choice, but they are no longer split or escaping without direction. They finally understand and welcome what they feel, changing everything. Meant affection often arrives after tough learnings, ensuring both sides develop during the separation and quietness to reach a more genuine, aware position. You have also grown, learning to hear your natural sense, create good limits, and realize you hold immense value simply by being yourself. Nothing you went through was without purpose, as every tear and every evening of wondering was part of a larger process of inner change that is now moving into a fresh stage where their inner choice matches your development. You must train your spiritual view to notice motion in the unseen area before it is presented in the visible part, understanding that their initial moving away had nothing to do with you, but with their personal hidden side. You caused yourself pain thinking you were not sufficient or that their care simply went away. But the spiritual honesty is that this individual stepped back because near you they could no longer stay hidden from themselves. This brings us to what deep mind study and thinkers like Carl Jung describe as the shadow, the hidden container of worries, unsure feelings, and pushed away openness we cover up just to belong in the world. Before meeting you, this individual kept that container firmly shut behind a public cover, moving through daily matters without ever facing their deepest pains. But your coming was the arrival of a strong brightness that created a powerful reflection effect, making you a perfect mirror in which they saw their own self shown with surprising clarity. When they looked toward you, they did not only notice your attractiveness or kindness, but also saw every unsettled part of their own world by contrast. Your skill to care without limits brightened their fear of giving in. Your honesty exposed their false stories, and your bravery to feel brightened their emotional holding back. It is necessary that you understand this deeply, so you can completely stop placing blame on your own self for the distance. Brightness, when it is incredibly strong and sudden, can cause immense difficulty and defensive reactions for someone who has spent their entire life hiding in dim areas. The natural response to blinding brightness is to shut one's eyes and return to known dim places, which is precisely why this individual moved away as a protective mechanism against being fully seen. Near you, their normal defense mechanisms failed, leaving them feeling emotionally exposed and vulnerable, which their ego perceived as a serious danger to its sense of power and control. Because they could not logically explain that this sudden depth frightened them, they resorted to quietness and unclear explanations that left you feeling deeply confused. As Carl Jung noted, awareness comes from bringing dark areas into conscious knowing, meaning you acted as the needed accelerating element that forced them to begin facing their own inner shadows. Comment shadow if you felt them doing inner work even in separation. By stepping into this physical distance, you removed their ability to blame the relationship for their inner turmoil, forcing them to realize that the emotional struggle was entirely within themselves. The quietness became an echoing chamber, where they had to face their fears of abandonment, feelings of insufficiency, and deep-seated patterns of self-sabotage. What looked like a lack of care or coldness toward you was actually an exhausting inner battle to dismantle a false self-image that had protected them for years. Once they experienced the profound depth of your connection, returning to the surface level of empty conversations and easy superficial relationships became entirely impossible for them. Space acted as a necessary buffer that prevented the relationship from turning toxic while they were emotionally unready, allowing each of you to heal your own wounds without causing permanent damage. Now that their hidden shadow has been brought into the light of conscious awareness, the massive amount of energy they previously wasted on creating barriers and acting cold has been set free. This liberated life force has completely changed direction, shifting away from escape and moving entirely toward welcoming and accepting the bond. This individual no longer views the powerful love you provide as a threat to their personal independence, but rather as the path to their true spiritual freedom. They realize that the true holding place was their own self-part and their self-created limits, and that the bond with you is the opening tool that unlocks that space. It is a complete turn in the way of seeing the world. Where they once saw risk, they now see safety. Where they once felt the need to move in the opposite way, they now feel the strong pull to return to the starting place. And the starting place, in the language of the spirit, is that moving vibration that only you create. It is necessary that you understand you did nothing incorrect by being strong or showing your emotions. That strong level was needed. Without that powerful push, this individual would have stayed resting. You were the needed strong weather to clean the space. And now that the inner strong weather has passed and the view of their thoughts is becoming clear, sureness remains. The choice we talked about at the start comes from this bringing together. It is no longer the hurt younger part or the scared one making the selection. It is the spirit grown up taking charge. Someone who has seen their hidden part, welcomed it, and chosen that affection is stronger than worry. Type, I deserve, if you're ready to receive this love and confirmation. This inner shift is not seen by normal views, but it is very strong in the energy world. When someone stops pushing against the movement of the intended path, notice this is set free, that spreads like a strong wave. And you join to this individual through unseen lines of shared feeling and common memory are the main one who receives this wave. That is the reason your worry has changed. That is the reason you sense a nearness even when you get no written notes. The holding wall has broken, and just as water kept back by a block rushes down with power when the barrier opens, the emotions of this individual, now noticed and confirmed by their own knowing, are looking for a path toward you. But so that you can welcome this flow without being overcome, you must first notice how this fresh reality is already showing in your physical daily world. Because now that the hidden part has been noticed and holding back has dropped, the force earlier used to escape has changed direction, and your body is the first to sense it. Now that we have said that this individual's inner holding back has fallen and that their force has stopped escaping and started to look for the way back, it is necessary to discuss how this huge change shows in your regular daily moments. Because, and this is something you must fix strongly into your knowing, changes on the energy side never pass without being noticed by the one who is connected. When a choice of this large size is formed in the spirit, a break in spiritual quietness takes place. Your device may still not make sound. Public sharing places may show no new information, but the unseen path that joins two particular spirits has started sending details at very quick speed. And you, as the matching part of this bond, are the main one who receives all these vibrations. What you have gone through in recent days or weeks is not the result of a tired thinking or too much creating in the mind. It is real proof that the holding wall has fallen. Let us talk first about feeling exchange from a distance. One of the most surprising and confirming happenings that exist in this type of bond. It is quite possible that something similar has taken place with you. You are experiencing a totally usual day, perhaps during work, moving in a vehicle, or sharing laughs with close ones, feeling somewhat calm with the bond matter in the back area. And suddenly, without any notice, and without any outside reason to explain it, a wave of deep low feeling hits your chest area, or perhaps a quick worry that takes your breath. Or on the other side, a sudden strong happiness and affection that brings water to your eyes. If you look at your surroundings, nothing has changed at all. Yet your inner state has made a complete turn. What you sense in those moments does not belong only to you. These quick feeling changes are what we name shared feeling match. After the self-barriers in the other individual have been taken down, their open emotions, their regret, their longing, and their wish to return travel through the connecting line that joins you and hit directly at your feeling area. You sense in actual time what this individual is dealing with in their alone time. Your sudden low feeling is their difficulty over the being apart. Your worry is their concern that it may be too late now. Your unexpected happiness is their fresh hope after choosing to look for you. This happening becomes stronger noticeably during rest hours. The sleep world is the area where the self-part rests and the spirit speaks without holding back. If you have lately noticed changes in your rest patterns, pay close attention to them. Comment chills if this message gave you goosebumps or emotional resonance. Waking up regularly between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning is not chance lack of sleep. In many spirit and mystery traditions, this time period is known as the hour when the cover between worlds is thinnest. If your eyes suddenly open at that time, and your first thought, or rather your first inner sense, is the nearness of this individual, it is because at that exact moment, their knowing is sending itself towards you with new strong force. It is very possible that this individual is also without sleep at that time, thinking of you, or that they are seeing you in their rest, with such strength that their force wakes you on the physical side. The sleep images have become more clear and real, have they not? They are no longer unclear mixed stories, but meetings that feel actual, able to be felt, where talks continue, open conversations, where looks send details that words cannot fully cover. These are not usual sleep images created by your mind to deal with the day. They are spirit visits, meeting places where spirits line up what the self part in waking time still does not dare to say openly. Before I go on describing these clear signs, I want to ask you to take a short but strong pause. If you notice these signs, if you sense your body move as you read this because it confirms what you have gone through in alone time, it is time to fix this shortness. I do not want this to stay only as thinking details. I want it to become a strong statement. I invite you to go to the comments and write a single word: I deserve. By writing I deserve, you send a clear sign to the greater world and to your own deeper mind. You state that you deserve this bond, that you deserve the honesty, that you deserve for affection to show in a real and good way. Share this with someone who's waiting for a sign from the universe about their connection. Do not write it from a place of asking weakly. Write it from the strong position of someone who knows their value. This simple action of writing I deserve acts as an energy closing that tells the world you are completely prepared to welcome what already belongs to you by higher right. Do it now. Let go of this wish and return to me. For there are more signs you must understand in order not to lose your calm in this last stage of waiting. Let us continue with meaningful matches. This interesting idea that Carl Jung brought forward to describe important chance events that have no logical reason but are full of meaning for the one who experiences them. Now that the choice to return has been formed within this individual, the greater world starts arranging outside matters to make the meeting easier. It is as if the whole universal system begins moving to push the joining of both sides. Suddenly, this individual's name appears in many places. You hear it by chance in talks, see it on displays, read it where you least plan for it. Numbers show again and again. Songs with special meaning come at the perfect moment. These are not chance events, but signs of arranging. Reality starts quietly, yet steadily preparing the outside world for the inner choice of this individual. Your job now is not to wait, but to stay aware in your calm, in your clearness, in your center point. The less you look for it, the more clearly what is already moving toward you can reach you. For what has been chosen from the deep areas is never lost. It finds its showing at the proper time in the proper manner. Like, comment, ready, and subscribe to receive more messages about soul decisions and divine timing.